Hey guys, this is Brett, and I'm about to jump into a league with Modern Death and Taxes. It looks like we are on the draw. We have this is a pretty good hand, some removal, some creatures, some early drops. The Restoration Angel and the Kitchen Finks will be nice. We're going to go ahead and keep. I'm a little sad we're not on the play with Leon and Arbiter. It comes down much better on before their turn too. We'll see. We are against Tron. I really wish we had any of that land hate, but we're going to do what we can. Hey, we have that land hate. I don't think I want to use it right now. I think I want to put the Dryad Militant there, and I wouldn't mind having the Ghost Quarter come down with the Arbiter if I can help it. So let's see if they keep powering out the Tron before we decide what to do there. And go. So he's searching, and he has that tower, and then a Sylvan Scrying. So he's got it all. We're probably looking at a turn 3 Wormcoil, or is a turn 3 Karn, which is really tough to beat. Luckily, we drew another 1-drop and can hose the land. So let's work on that. I'm going to take care of the tower. I just like killing towers. And swing in. 18. 9 more to go. Ancient Stirrings, okay. Hopefully he's not finding anything useful, but at least we know that we'll be able to. Okay, he found the Urza's Tower. Yep. This is a fair game of Magic. And we get a Spellskite to prevent us from doing anything useful. So this turn, I could path this. I'm tempted to path this. Gonna get some damage in. If I don't path this, then I'm playing Leonin Arbiter. When he Sylvan Scrying, I guess he didn't. He did show me the Urza's Mine. So I know that I'm facing something big next turn. I think I just want to start getting damage in off the Spellskite. The Spellskite's going to prevent any use with the any use of the path on a Wormcoil engine. I could play a Leonin Arbiter this turn, only deal him 2, and prevent any further searching, and then path this the next turn. That just feels like such a chore. I feel like I should use up my mana this turn, though, so I think I'm going to do that anyways, and I'll just deal with the consequences. Could probably have attacked first, but whatever. I'm pretty sure he's going to block anyways. And this just lets me F6 through the turn. So, he can play Ugin, he can play Karn, he can play Wormcoil Engine. Hopefully he has nothing good in his hand. I don't think that's true. So it's the Karn. Karn is really hard to beat. He's probably going to take care of the Arbiter. Okay, I'm exiling a... What do I like the least? Finks? So this turn, he's going to hit me, and I'm going to have to give him a card. I think I want the Path to Exile to kill this. That way he has to start taking down permanents. He doesn't restart the game for 2 turns. This turn I can hit Karn for 6, putting him at 4, forcing him to exile a permanent, but then the game just becomes about Karn. I could hit him for 6 and take him down and play a Finks, but then I'm not casting the Path. Everything kind of sucks there. So I could give up the plains, but then that's kind of admitting defeat. I think I'm going to get rid of the resto because it seems the least relevant. Yeah, I think I'm going to get rid of the resto since it is the highest cost card. Maybe we'll draw a plains, then we can hand the plains to him next turn, assuming he decides not to hit a permanent. On the bright side, he won't be able to search a land up off of Spellskite, although he probably is only playing one basic land, so Pyrrhic Victories. So Flicker Wisp, if we had one more land on the battlefield, we could Flicker Wisp the Karn. That doesn't really help anything. Well, I think I am still inclined to... So next turn he could play something big. The Flicker Wisp would help then. I could play a Sphinx and hit him or Karn for 4. And then have the Sphinx. I think I just want to get rid of the Spellskite because that kind of prevents anything with the Flicker Wisp because it can just grab it. So the question is, do I bring him to 10 or Karn to 4? I think I want to bring Karn to 4. The reason is that I think the game does kind of revolve around Karn. If he does cast an Ugin next turn, then that is the game. Anyways, I could leave Karn alone, hit him for 6, and then force him to show that Pyroclasm or something. If I hit him for 6, then the Flicker Wisp would let me take care of any Wormcoil Engine. The Flicker Wisp next turn could also let me reset Karn to 6, which is, I guess, okay. I think I am going to attack him, because every time I attack Karn, I just seem to lose the game. So let's try something else. Ancient Stirrings. Shame it's not Sylvan Scrying, which would be kind of muted by this. He has Ulamog, so we just need to see one more Tron land. Okay, now he can cast Ulamog this turn, and I really don't see how that can't be the game. Yeah, well, we'll just let him do something. Do I want to see anything else? Do I want to see anything else? No, I think I'm good. Okay, begin sideboarding. The Phyrexian Revokers are in. Artifact Destruction is kind of meh. I think I'll try to do the Stony Silence. On the play, Stony Silence seems better because you can stop some of those eggs that they're going to crack. What is bad? Well, the Kitchen Finks. So the Mirren Crusader costs a lot and doesn't have much of an effect. The Restoration Angel also costs a lot, but at least it's flying. The Finks is the. I'm leaning towards the Finks. I guess I could get rid of Athalia. I think I'll get rid of Athalia. Just because that the cost increase isn't much. The 2 mana, we've added several 2 mana creatures and enchantments, I guess. So I think I'll get rid of Athalia. Could also consider cutting an Aether Vial just because it feels a little slow. And the surprise factor is a little lame. I think I'm going to cut... Let's see, I'm on the play. I think I will cut a Aether Vial. Don't know if this is right, but it doesn't feel awful. Oh, would you like to play first? Yes, of course. So, we have 1 Aether Vial. So that'll be our turn 1 play. We're going to go ahead and keep. I wish I had Land Destruction. I just don't feel like mulliganing to it. I feel like the more I mulligan, the more of a lose it is. At least the Arbiter will prevent maps and such. So, go. This would be a great time to draw a Stony Silence, because that would be 1 dead card in his hand. Okay. Yes, I'd like to put a counter on it. So, I think I'm leaning towards the Arbiter over the Thalia, because I think preventing him from searching. I guess he will only have 2 mana next turn, so the most he could do is a Sylvan Scrying. And I think, well, I guess if we play the Thalia, that prevents a Sylvan Scrying also. The Thalia would also soak up any mana from the star and push Pyroclasm off for another turn. And he couldn't play a map and activate it. So I'm going to go with the Thalia. There's a lot of good to be said for that. And then hopefully I can use the Arbiter and the Aether Vial to catch him by surprise at some point. So he has 1 mana. Did he draw a land? He does have a land. So he can Ancient Stirrings. He did not crack for a red, so he's unlikely to have Pyroclasm in hand. The Nature's Claims, fine card, fine card. At least that's his turn. So this turn, let's go on ahead and Leonin Arbiter. That way he can't do any searching. And send him in. More stars. Hey, he missed a land drop. This is only good for us. This turn, I can Revoker and Judge's Familiar. That seems okay, especially since we're already choking his mana and he missed a land drop. That sounds better than the Flicker Wisp, which is best at instant speed. We could, for instance, have taken the tower out for a whole one of his turns or something. So let's go on ahead and Revoker and Familiar. Karn Liberated, please. And I'm just casting spells now, that way I can swing all in and call it a day. Okay, onto his turn. Don't know what he's thinking about. Probably not thinking about anything. Just didn't hit the button. I'm not, of course, going to F6 through his turn because I want to make sure I have the Judge's Familiar at the ready. Is Ancient Stirrings worth a Judge's Familiar? Well, he hasn't played a land yet. I don't think he drew a land. Right now he's at 14. Next turn we'll hit him for 6. This represents 0.7, but we'll probably play a Flicker Wisp or a Restoration Angel on the next turn. So I think I am going to prevent this. Otherwise, he would have played, if he had any kind of land, he would have played that so that he doesn't get that countered and can start to keep digging towards his Tron. I was, of course, incorrect, which happens. The Militant is interesting. The Flicker Wisp is also interesting. If he Pyroclasms next turn, then I'm going to enjoy having the flexibility here. So I don't get... So I can use the Aganjo's Castle to keep Thalia alive through a Pyroclasm, which is probably my best play. So let me go on ahead and put that into play. That way I guarantee his clock is... that way I guarantee he'll die next turn unless he does something. And let's hope that we can keep Thalia alive. Well, hope he doesn't have the Pyroclasm. Excellent. We got a game. Now he is on the play. When he is on the play, I think I like Stony Silence less. I think I like Core Firewalker more just because they live through Pyroclasm. I don't see the point in Sundering Growth or Ratchet Bomb. That other Aether Vial, he did kill the Aether Vial. I don't feel like the Aether Vial really represented that much. So if I bring in the Aether Vial, then I would trade the Aether Vial for a Sphinx. I don't think Aether Vial is better than a Finks. Well, I like the... Yeah, I'm going to bring in the Aether Vial over a Finks. It gives me greater flexibility when playing, and I think the Finks comes down really late. He might already have a Karn on the board. So, double Aether Vial hand blows. We have no early drops. At least we can Ghost Quarter. I think I will still keep this, even though... So he mulliganed to 6. We have a Ghost Quarter. If I could turn this Aether Vial into a Ghost Quarter, I would keep this hand. I think I really want a 1-drop, just because that seems to do the best there. He mulligans, so he's going to be short on cards. The Ghost Quarter might be better in that case. We can stop a Karn with the Phyrexian Revoker. Altogether, this hand is pretty slow. I'm going to mulligan. This hand is actually fantastic or awful. I am entirely unsure. I'm going to go on ahead and keep this. At least we're on the play. We'll be able to take out his beating land drops. I may regret this if I draw a Flicker Wisp next turn, but I'm going to put that on the bottom. He has no follow-up plays. Sounds great. Let's Flicker Wisp drawn right away. I have some psychic tendencies. Send it on over. 2 of the lands. Is it going to be a natural Tron? Nothing else to do here. I can't really play anything interesting, so let's go on ahead and mine or power plant. We'll take out the power plant. It's on the left. Seems fair. Send in the Dryad Militant. And 9 more hits to go. So we got a Sylvan Scrying. This is going to be for a Grove of the Burn Willows, which to me means he has Pyroclasm. Luckily, I don't have anything to play into Pyroclasm. Luckily, unluckily, I get confused. But that was a power plant. We're going to keep attacking his power plants. Another relevant card, yes. So let's go ahead and Ghost Quarter his power plant. Just picking away. And we'll swing in. Excellent. Now I can take care of that Spellskite right away. And he's going to search up, yeah, because the second Sylvan Scrying. Easy. Has another power plant. Right now, we are looking for anything relevant. That wasn't very relevant. I imagine now he will play a Karn and then win the game. That is probably good in that he doesn't have a good thing to play. May reveal a colorless card, blank on the colorless card. Expedition map, sure. That prevents further land destruction, this tech edge especially. Right now I'm unsure what he's going to play. The Grove of the Burn Willows and the power plant are in his hand. He's going for the expedition map. Let's go on ahead and kill the power plant. Sure, why not? He will now crack the expedition map and get his last power plant. So if we draw a Ghost Quarter this turn, I'm feeling okay about this game. That was not a Ghost Quarter. We can continue to not cast any spells. Maybe that first hand was much better. But, well, I'm still learning the deck, so... hopefully now he plays a Worm Coil Engine. Oh, it's going to be a Pyroclasm. That seems fair. I could path my Dryad Militant. If I path my Dryad Militant, that means that I am guaranteed to be able to play like a Blade Spicer next turn. I guess that's good. Yeah, kind of a Farseek. Big text planes. We can tell I'm winning 21 to 12. That is certainly a dominating position. He probably can play the Pyroclasm because he doesn't have any relevant cards in his hand. No Karn, no Ugin, none of that. Sounds great. So this turn he's 2 more mana. Crack a bunch of eggs? Nope. We'll take my turn. Aven Mind Sensor. Is Aven Mind Sensor good? I don't think so. Most of his stuff exiles, so Kitchen Finks is a little behind. This flies, for as relevant as that is. I think I'm just going to put the most power on the board I can and say go. Also, this the second Pyroclasm will not be as good against the Blade Splicer because of the 3/3 Golem. Of course, Nature's Claim brings me up to 25, again winning. The Flicker Wisp will be somewhat good with the Blade Splicer. The Expedition map seems a little excessive at this point. What more do you want? And he is going to take, he already has the Power Plant in hand. He played his Grove of the Burn Willows. Eye of Ugin would probably be the play, because then he can use his excessive mana to search up excessive creatures. Turns out holding out for the Aven Mind Sensor might have been better, because then we could have caught the Expedition map, but who knows. Urza's Tower, yeah. Seems good. Nothing left to do. I'll take my turn. It's another Plains. So we can Flicker Wisp the Blade Splicer, and that'll give us 7 power next turn. I guess that's good. We'll be able to hold up Path for whatever. A Pyroclasm eats us alive a little bit. We could wait for the Aven Mind Sensor, but he searched up the Urza's Tower, so I don't think he's so I don't think that's great. So let's go on ahead and swing in, get the damage, and then we'll like the Blade Splicer, get our Golem. And we have Flicker Wisp. Blade Splicer, please. Okay, you now have 12 mana. Fire Spout. And that kills all my creatures. Do I want to path something? I don't think so. I think that just seems dumb. Okay then. He's a power plant and two unknown cards in hand. That power plant is of course very precious because he doesn't have any more power plants after this. We'll just dump another Blade Splicer on the battlefield and say go. He continues to search. Eventually he's going to find something. Right now he has access to 6 plus the 2. Ghost Quarter is amusing. He has another Nature's Claim. I'm going to take another look at the artifacts and, well, that's just an excessive amount of Nature's Claims and no action. Okay, so we have Thalia, Aven Mind Sensor, or Kitchen Finks. Thalia doesn't seem relevant because he can just have all of the mana anyways. The Aven Mind Sensor is a little surprising. The Kitchen Finks is at least resilient. Let's go on ahead and swing in with this guy. go for the resilient threat since I don't think I care about him searching for stuff. If he has an eye, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, he must have drawn something interesting. 8 mana is an Ugin. He's going to exile each permanent. That seems pretty good. Yeah, sure. Why does it stay under him? No reason. Okay, well, the game's pretty much over, but let's go on ahead and make some tries. I guess I could try to get him to tick down 2 between the Thalia and the Leonin. Or I could wait and try to hit him with the Aven Mind Sensor. I think I will throw out the Thalia and the Leonin. Okay. Yeah, sure. Sylvan Scrying. Had to kill that guy, that way he couldn't. That way he could search. Aven Mind Sensor, would it have done anything? I don't know. We have an Eye of Ugin, so he can go on ahead and pick up his Ulamog. His Nulamog. Yep. Could have held out for the Aven Mind Sensor? I don't know. Wormcoil is, well... Wormcoil sucks more than Ugin because we do have a path. So I don't quite understand his play. Should I put the Judge's Familiar on the board? I think I'm going to hold out with Aven Mind Sensor because then I can do this and then the path. He already has his land on the basic battlefield, so preventing him from searching really doesn't do much, but I think 2 power is better than 1. I see absolutely no reason to get an Ugin fight, so let's just do damage to him. Sure. We're going to play everything at the end of his turn. Kill that. Play Wormcoil. Anything else? Let's do a Aven Mind Sensor. And we'll path this. That is effective. Should I have pathed on my turn? That's interesting. I guess, yeah, you can use that to gain life. Do I feel like I can beat these creatures? No, not really. You know, well, okay. I should play it out. I just don't really see the point to it. Who knows? Maybe he will, break, and I will draw a combination of cards. Hey, Moto. Okay, then. Okay. Thank you, Moto. Huh. Okay, Moto. What happened? So I am going to reboot, and I will be submitting a link to this video to Magic Online. Okay, thank you very much for